Hey, good morning guys. Today's video I want to talk about the Brooks Hyperion Elite. This is a brand new shoe that just came out. It's kind of like the rival of for the Nike Alpha Fly, the Nike Next Percent shoe as well. I think in terms of racing now, it's getting to a point where athletes are trying to get that extra edge, and they're using these shoes which have a carbon fiber plate, which the Brooks Hyperion Elite does have. I mean, it's definitely a good-looking shoe. It costs pretty much the same price as the Nike Alpha Fly, which is around $250. The weight of these shoes is about 7 ounces for men and about 5.4 ounces for women. It's brand new. It hasn't come out yet. As of February 27th is the due release date for the shoe. My viewpoint of these shoes is it doesn't matter what shoe you're wearing. I mean, you have got to be putting in the heavy work if you want to excel at the 5K to marathon distance. It doesn't matter, do these shoes provide an incentive to race faster? I believe definitely that in terms of on a performance level with these carbon fiber plates, there's more bounce, there's more you do get an additional boost to your racing using these shoes. But it's kind of like when you hear athletes and coaches say, hey, you want to get on a fast course. Even I've said that. If you want to go and you want to race well over the roads at a particular distance, you want to get on a fast course, you want to get on a flat course. But if you have not put in the heavy work, if you've not done the speed training, if you have not done the hill repetitions, the tempo runs, the long runs, it doesn't matter what shoe you're wearing. It doesn't matter what course you're on. You've got to be physically fit, mentally tough to be able to sustain a fast pace over a specific race distance. I want to show you the shoe I wore when I ran 219. This is the Adidas Adi Zero. You take a look at this shoe. There's hardly any, it's not even really a marathon shoe. Looking back at it, I can't believe I ran 219 for the marathon in these shoes. This is more a 5K, 3K type shoe rather than, the Brooks Hyperion Elite. These shoes, in fact, I don't even know if would I be willing to even wear these shoes to give it a shot over the marathon distance or 5K, half marathon. I don't know. I guess I would have that same mentality that, hey, I wore these shoes and they gave me an advantage and that's why I ran faster. And I honestly don't necessarily know if actually this particular shoe is it has a carbon fiber plate sandwiched in the middle, in the midsole of the foam, midsole foam, and it promotes propulsion. So again, it's one of those types of shoes like the Nike Alpha Fly, like the Nike Next Percent, that is going to give the athlete a little bit of an advantage, definitely a significant advantage in some cases compared to somebody that's wearing a shoe like this or wearing just a regular shoe with no carbon fiber plate. I think athletics has gotten to a point where a lot of people see these types of shoe, like the Brooks Hyperion Elite, as a performance-enhancing shoe, sort of like drugs, and it's unfortunate in our sport where drugs and performance enhancement has gotten to a point where athletes feel like they have to wear these types of shoes to try to get the additional edge on their competition. But the bottom line up front is if you have not put in the proper training, if you're not mentally tough, if you've not done a proper taper, if you haven't paid attention to the fundamentals like hydration, practicing hydration, getting proper sleep, training below goal race pace, it doesn't matter if you're wearing the Brooks Hyperion Elite shoe, the Nike Alpha Flies, the Nike Next Percentage, you're not going to sustain the pace, and I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but recently, in like the past few days, the World Athletics Council actually just banned the Nike Alpha Fly trainers, and those were the shoes that Eliud Kipchoge ran his sub 2 hour marathon competition in. I still can't believe that the man ran an hour and 59 minutes and 40 seconds. These are absurd times. I mean, 159.40 is 434 mile pace for 26.2 miles. When I ran 2:19:35, I averaged 5:19 per mile for 26.2 miles. I would have got smoked. I mean, I would have been 20 minutes, almost about 20 minutes, exactly 20 minutes behind him with that time. And no discredit to Eliud Kipchoge. I mean, Kipchoge is without a doubt the most superior marathon runner the world has ever seen. And I don't think even if he was wearing the Brooks Hyperion Elite or the Nike Alpha Fly shoe, which he was, I don't think even if he wasn't wearing those shoes, he still would have ran a phenomenal time. I do think there is a level of these types of shoes definitely do give the advantage, but like wearing the Adidas Adizero RC shoe that I wore when I ran 2:19, I don't even know if these shoes would have made that significant of a difference had I not done the work. Like, if you don't go out there, if your goal is to run, sub 4 for the marathon, you need to run 9:09 mile pace, or sub 3, you need to run 6:52 mile pace. If you want to break 2:20, you need to average 5 minutes and 20 seconds per mile. You got to be out on the roads putting in the work. You got to be on the track training well below your goal race pace, and you have to be putting in consistent mileage over a long period of time to run a superior marathon, half marathon, 10K, 5K. I don't necessarily believe that these shoes alone are going to get the job done. Yes, they will produce. The fact that they have a carbon fiber plate and they have more cushion and more propulsion type capability will significantly help athletes definitely over the longer distances than somebody that's not wearing them. But that being said, I think that if you have not done your homework in terms of training, the Brooks Hyperion Elite shoe, which is absolutely, it's definitely a beautiful shoe. It looks a lot like the Nike Alpha Flies and the Nike Next and the 4% and the Next Percent shoe. Great looking shoe, lightweight, just like the Alpha Flies, these other shoes. But again, if you've not done your homework in training, if you've not spent sufficient time training far below your goal race pace, you haven't, improved your lactate tolerance, you haven't trained sufficiently over a long period of time training at your anaerobic threshold, it doesn't matter what shoe you're wearing. It doesn't even matter what course you're on. You have to train the body to clear lactic acid faster than it's building up in the bloodstream. That's why the best marathoners, 5K, 10K, half marathon specialists, make it look so easy. And again, these shoes here are the shoes I wore when I broke 220. It wasn't the Brooks Hyperion Elite. It wasn't the Nike Alpha Flies. It was the Adidas Adizero RC. This shoe here. So again, this is just my personal opinion in regards to the Brooks Hyperion Elite and any other shoe that comes out in the near future. In terms of the Nike Alpha Fly, I just was checking out Let'sRun.com, which stated that the World Athletics Council actually just banned the Nike Alpha Fly shoe that Eliud Kipchoge and many other athletes that are competing at the elite level are wearing and was wearing. So I think there's definitely something to say in regards to the Brooks Hyperion Elite and the Nike Vaporfly and Alpha Fly shoes that are definitely great shoes to compete in over long periods of time, because you definitely want to run as efficiently as you possibly can. But I do think there's something to say about performance enhancing shoes. And it's unfortunate that we're gotten to a point now where so many athletes are wearing these shoes thinking that they're going to get a new personal best, and many have run much faster than they've ever run with these shoes. I definitely don't want to take anything away from the athlete especially, but I think you have to get beyond running shoe technology and especially when it gets to a point where it's become unethical. And I think I think the Brooks Hyperion Elite shoe, the Nike Vaporfly, Alphafly shoes, as long as they are legit and pass all major organizations' decisions for use in national, regional, international competitions, I think it's okay. That's not to say, definitely with the World Athletics Council making the decision about the Nike Alphafly today or the past couple days, I think it's a good decision, because I think hardworking athletes that are out there competing in, regular shoes, regular old shoes like this, won't stand a chance against the same type of athletes that have done the same types of anaerobic and aerobic capacity type workouts. They're going to have a very difficult time trying to compete against athletes that are wearing the Brooks Hyperion Elite, the Nike Vaporfly, and Alphafly shoes. They're going to have a very difficult time outperforming those athletes. But again, the athletes that are wearing or will be wearing the Brooks Hyperion Elite, and those athletes that are out there that are putting in that are competing in the Vaporflies and the Alphaflies, which wouldn't be a good idea now to wear the Alphaflies, seeing that the World Athletics Council has banned those shoes. But my feelings in terms of my background with the sport of endurance, long distance competitions, I think those athletes that are wearing these shoes had definitely better put in their homework and training, because it doesn't matter what shoe you're wearing, it doesn't matter what course you're competing on. If you neglect the fundamentals, if you neglect drinking in the race, taking in sufficient calories in the race, if you haven't spent sufficient time training at your anaerobic threshold, if you haven't spent sufficient time training well below your goal race pace, which is more at aerobic capacity effort, it doesn't matter what shoe you're wearing or what course you're on, you're going to blow up. And the key is you want to conserve carbohydrates in the race. You want to train your body to burn fat at race pace and conserve carbohydrate. Glycogen storage, liver glycogen. If you run out of glycogen storage in the race, it doesn't matter how motivated you are. It doesn't matter if you're wearing the soon to be released Brooks Hyperion Elite or the Nike Vaporfly or Next Percentage shoes. You're not going to be able to sustain pace. So that's kind of my viewpoint in regards to the Brooks Hyperion Elite. I think it's definitely another great quality shoe that's coming out. Hopefully it won't be banned like the Alphafly. But again, I just want to stress, and I've been asked this question, what are your views on performance enhancing shoes? And that's why I wanted to make this video. I think that athletic performance comes down to proper training, a superior taper, and I believe in a 10-day taper. I don't believe so much in a 3-week taper, because I've done that over the years, and I've always PR'd on a 10-day taper. But I did have somebody comment on one of my videos that asked me, what are your thoughts on performance enhancing shoes? Isn't it crazy that we have now we have the saying performance enhancing shoes? I thought at one time it was just drugs, and I think it's gotten a little carried away, gotten a little crazy now with performance enhancing shoes, where major shoe companies are putting carbon fiber plates in shoes and giving athletes an advantage over athletes that are putting in the same type of hard work, the same type of intensity in their training. And it's going to, like I said, it's going to make it very difficult for athletes that are doing it the right way, wearing legit shoes, putting in the right amount of training. It's going to make their work all the more difficult to go up against somebody that's wearing a shoe like the Vaporfly or the Brooks Hyperion Elite, which is, like I said, going to be released on the 27th of this month in February. So when it comes to racing well over the 5K to marathon distance, my advice to you is to stay mentally tough, to train and do the types of training like the best athletes in the world do, and that is training well below your goal race pace. Get to a point where you're improving your anaerobic threshold, you're improving your lactate tolerance, and you're also training at your aerobic capacity. You need to be training at closer to your maximum heart rate. And you also have to spend a great deal of your time also focusing on recovery. You know, all the benefits of your work, your hard training, comes in the rest. And if you do not back off, if you do not discipline yourself on those easy days, just as much as you do on your hard days, it doesn't matter if you're wearing the Brooks Hyperion Elite, the Nike Alpha Fly, or the Nike Vaporfly. You're not gonna race as competitively as you can. And again, even if you're wearing those types of shoes, I wouldn't advise anymore wearing the Alpha Fly because it's now banned. So I give kudos to the World Athletics Council for making that decision. I would have had a hard time too competing against athletes that were wearing these types of shoes when I ran 219 in 2007. In 2007, we didn't have these types of shoes. And, you know, I did see a lot of athletes wearing these types of shoes in the marathon when I ran 219. I broke 220 in these shoes. It wasn't the Brooks Hyperion Elite, the Nike Vaporfly, or any other types of performance enhancing shoe. So that's my advice. That's my answer to the commenter who asked me my thoughts about the performance enhancing shoes. And if you're brand new to the channel, click subscribe, click on the like button, click on the bell icon. That way, anytime I make a new video, you'll be notified. And if you're brand new to the channel, my name's Nate Pennington. I've been competing for the past 28 years. I have a website called RunDreamAchieve.com, which I created in 2011. And I just create content for beginner to elite level athletes. I ran 219 for the marathon, 107 for the half, 107.06 for the half marathon. And I never had these types of, I didn't have like shoes like the Brooks Hyperion Elite or the Nike Vaporfly or Alpha Fly. None of those types of shoes when I was competing at my highest level. So I just want you to stay focused on your training first and foremost. Continue to put in the proper amount of volume. Increase the percentage of your weekly volume that you're training at, near, or far below your goal race pace. And also pay close attention to your recovery, because the body cannot continue to be pushed over and over and over, and for you to expect a return on your investment from that is foolish. You have to back off and allow your body time to recover and relax and rest and recharge from those hard workouts. So my viewpoints of the Brooks Hyperion Elite, do I think it's going to be a great shoe? It may be a great shoe. I mean, it's coming out February 27th. I think as long as it doesn't follow in the same footsteps as the Nike Alpha Fly, which was just banned, I think it's, it'll be a good test for athletes to wear it. But I definitely think we're moving away from legitimate training, legitimate racing. Athletes didn't have these types of shoes even just a few years ago. So we'll see where it goes. I think there's more to be said about hard work and smart work, and those athletes that are out there putting in the hard work and training, that are doing it the right way. And that's the bottom line. You need to do it the right way, and continue to monitor what these world sport organizations are saying about these shoes. If they ban them, or if you feel it's if you feel like it's something ethical and you don't feel right about wearing them, then don't do it. There's plenty of other shoes to choose from. Like I said, I broke 220 wearing these shoes. I didn't have a carbon plate in this shoe. All right. I don't even know, even at my fittest, if I would have wore these shoes, maybe I would have ran 217 or 216. I don't know. But this shoe here was what I wore when I broke 220. And again, I can look back and know that I did it the right way. I didn't use performance-enhancing drugs. I didn't wear performance-enhancing shoes. It was these bad boys. So that's my story. I hope you're having a great week of training. Wish you all the best, and I encourage you to go back through these videos. My YouTube channel really is relatively new. I just started making videos in December of 2019. So it's relatively a new channel. But I want to wish you guys all the best in your training. Be smart, train below goal race pace, pay attention to your easy days, and you're going to get personal best in 2020. You know, if you want to use these shoes, give it a shot. Just do it the right way. Do your research. I think that these shoes definitely have their perks, but at the end of the day, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, did I set like a 2 or 3 hour or 3 minute personal best wearing? Was that personal best? Did that come about from wearing these types of shoes, or did I do the proper work in order to get a new personal best? So do things the right way. Continue to focus on your training, and you're going to get personal best in 2020. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.